Hi, I'm Bob DiSabatino of the Sarasota Manatee Bicycle Club, and we're here today at the Pride Park Bicycle Rodeo. The purpose of the event is to instruct the children to keep safe on the roads, especially since it's back to school time. So we have a series of booths set up. We'll have registration, we'll have helmet fitting, we'll be giving away helmets to the kids, and in addition to that, we'll be doing a bike check. If the kids don't have bikes, we'll provide them. We have a course set up where there'll be 5 different stations they need to go through, and upon completion they'll get a certificate saying that they've been instructed in bicycle safety. All in the purpose, of course, is to keep the kids safe, especially at this time we're going back to school.
The Sarasota Manatee Bicycle Club has actually been around for 40 years and was originally established when the county asked a group of bicyclists to kind of create an organization that would do some bike safety education. So from our very start, our emphasis was on safety. So as the adults in our group ride, part of our give back to the community still remains to this day an emphasis on safety and passing that on to the next generation.
The kids that we're targeting today are in the age ranges of 5 to 12. What we're trying to do is ensure that they are given the appropriate skills so they can avoid injury and be able to get to school or to their recreation safely. These skills teach them how to do that, because we're very, very concerned about keeping our kids safe and on our streets. And we're going over some basic principles about riding on the right side of the road and so forth, and just giving them the skills they can to survive.
Well, the most important thing we have in our body is in our brain. Our skulls are in some way designed to protect that, but when you add bicycles and hard roads and the potential for an accident, the bicycle helmet is the #1 safety piece of equipment that a child or an adult can have, and it only works as well as the fitting. So if it's not properly fitted, you might as well not wear it. So you really want to protect your brain with a proper fitting, good quality helmet. We do. We have people that are specially trained by the Florida State Bicycle Association, and they actually, in conjunction with us, they provide some of the equipment here that if a child doesn't have a helmet, not only do we fit them if they have their own, but we'll actually provide them one that's a proper fit for their head. Parents, be aware though, your children will grow, so this won't be the only helmet they ever own.
Well, of course we want our kids to be safe, and the exercise today will ensure that they have the proper skills and also their equipment or their bicycle adjusted properly. So they will have those skills they can take on the road to ride with the traffic, to be visible, to be predictable in your movements, so we can avoid any mishaps with automobiles or with pedestrians or other bicyclists, or also road hazards. But again, the helmet is very, very important in any of those pursuits.
A bicycle as a kid, I think we can all relate to growing up. That's your first sort of taste of freedom. When you're young, you can only walk so far. Once you get the bicycle, you can kind of venture a little further from home, a little more independence. So, as parents, to have your kids invested in something like this, then you can feel better about as they travel around, kind of out of your control, that they have the education in the background and they've demonstrated the skills to be as safe as they can.
Well, one of the most important things in bicycle safety is the proper fit of a bicycle. And we have certified mechanics here, Tom and Gary, that will tell us a little bit about that. Tom?
Well, first of all, we check to make sure that they've got proper air pressure in the tires. Then I kind of go through and check to make sure that all the parts, like this handlebar, is very loose. So I'm going to just tighten it up for somebody so they don't fall down while they're riding. And then we just basically go through the bike to check to see that if the brakes work, and the tires and all the parts are tight.
Gary, do you have any other thing to add? I understand that there's a simple way to remember this, the ABCs of bicycling. Is that correct?
Why don't you tell us what the ABCs of bicycling are?
The ABCs of bicycling go as follows. First, you check the air, as Tom just explained, the brakes, and the chain. And of course, after that, You'll do a sample ride around a short area to just make sure everything is safe. Anything else, Gary?
I think you hit the highlights. However, there's one thing that we haven't mentioned yet, and that's the size of the frame.
Okay.
And of course, we're all not the same size, so we all need different sizes. And men are different from women. Torsos are longer and shorter. Legs are longer and shorter. So we try to adjust the handlebars and the seats to accommodate the right person, given the fact that we've got the right frame to begin with.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. I think you've covered the basics for us.
And remember one thing,
Go ahead.
righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
Thank you, Tom.
Tom's doing a basic safety check of the bike. Right now, he's making sure that the seat is not loose. We checked the tires already. We checked the brakes. It looks like it's good to go. Well, it's important to make sure that when you go out to buy a bike, the frame is pretty much the size that required for your, for your size, your height, length of your legs, length of your arms, length of your torso. And any good bicycle shop will do that for you. Some people think, well, if my friend is about the same height as I am, we have the same bike, and that's not true, especially the difference between men and women. So that fitting is very, very important, especially as you start getting into the more expensive bikes, then it becomes really important. I couldn't stress enough that the best thing to do to start out with is to go to a bicycle shop and get yourself educated a little bit. You don't necessarily have to buy the bike there, although it would be nice. They'll put you on the right path and begin with a beginner's bike, or if they don't have it, they'll tell you where to get them. And then you sort of progress as time goes on, and as you get taller, you're probably going to have to change frames somewhere along the way. And, some of us, we finally get to that point where we all want to get that bike that's fast, and it's the best, and it's the carbon, and it's very light. And it's something to look forward to as you get older. It's a great way to stay in shape, and everybody in the club does it to stay in shape, especially some of us seniors. The state puts out a very good pamphlet that gives you all the safety information that you'd ever need. Primarily, in my opinion, is to remember always that a bicycle has to follow exactly the same rules and regulations as a car. And when you're in the lane, you're just like any other vehicle. You have to stop at the stop signs and lines, and you look both directions. And it's always safer, by the way, to travel in a pack if you're out bicycling. And that's why the Sarasota Manatee Bicycle Club has so many rides. We're easier to see. People tend not to run us down. So I highly recommend taking a look at a bicycle club. I think we can help you.
Most of the adjustments can be made at home, and the tightening of the brakes, the checking of the brakes, the lubrication, so on and so forth. All you need basically is some basic hand tools, a screwdriver, a crescent wrench. And one other thing I could add, as you ask about as a child grows, what adjustments you can make to a bike. You can always adjust this seat post. But as a child grows, you can lower and raise this seat with this one adjustment bolt right here. And as the child grows, you can raise the seat height and keep his legs in proportion to the pedals. It's a very easy adjustment to make, just usually one bolt, and it's very easy to make at home.
Great. Excellent.
Hi, good morning. Today, the businesses of the South County CRA are working with providers to be able to have an event here, kind of commemoration to back to school, but to let people know that the businesses are here and thriving and supportive of their community. Because in this community, most people who live here actually work here, go to school here, go to church here, and do their business here. So they're very excited to have this event for the families. Organization is going to be here. We have several businesses located on 15th Street, primarily Hispanic-based business here. We have some restaurants, and then we also have some providers to make sure that we're doing outreach to the community. We have Whole Child. We have neighborhood services from Manatee County. We also have mosquito control, and we also have a bike rodeo for bike safety and giving away bike helmets. The businesses, and especially the South County CRA, as well as Manatee County, is very committed to make sure that they are in the community, talking to the community, and when they make decisions and move forward with issues, it's with community input. The only way you can have that if you start working with them, gain their trust, and create a relationship with them. And so these are one of the relationship building events that we plan to have continuously in this area. We try to make sure we bring private sector and volunteers, as well as there is a lot of walking and biking to schools here locally, and the volunteers here in the Sarasota Manatee Bike Club are really committed to making sure that bike safety is important, especially as schools getting started and the increased number of populations of people using their bicycles to go to school. The South County is an incredible jewel. There are very small businesses that have been here for years that help establish Manatee County, who are committed to staying in this community and help rebuild this community, and it takes all of us to be able to do that. So please come over, see our businesses, see our community. We are growing, we are thriving.
Well, we're here today, Charles, of course, to support the South County Business and Provider Fair that CEDC is putting on today. And as you know, Whole Child wants to make sure families in our community know how to access all the resources. So I'm here today to pass out information to the residents and attendees, and we're going to spread the word about making sure children are enrolled in health insurance for this school year. Well, Charles, you know, we've been doing this for many years now and have had the pleasure of helping families connect to all of these resources and services. We have a website where parents can visit and complete a family profile and answer some questions and connect to 49 different categories of services and resources right here in Manatee County. Well, we really, like to make sure that we're visible in the community in all areas of the county. And South County, as we all know, has a tremendous need down here. And the more activities that we can have in this area of the county, we can make sure that we participate to direct families to the services and resources that they're looking for. Well, we're always here, the information is universal. Everyone is always looking on how to access services, information, even activities. So it's not always an income need, but many of the families that come out to these events, it's a great way to meet neighbors, see what other businesses are local, network to see what resources are out there for anyone. We would invite all families to visit the website and complete a family profile so that they could connect to activities as well. If you visit www.wholechildmanatee.com, that's where they can link to the parent profile and questionnaire, or they can call us at 941-749-3059.
So in the gift bags, we have a lot of donations from various organizations. There's a little safety vest, child size, and it says walk, bike, run. So it's for high visibility when they're out in the streets. We have cool little bands. There are actually several different armbands. And we have a pencil. There's a little safety light that blinks. Magnets for the refrigerators. A bicycle bell. And then we have a whole lot of different literature, from fitting helmets to bike maintenance and stuff like that.
it's about community. And, you know, we made a commitment to this CRA. We're going into a new phase with the creation of our Southwest TIF. And this CRA, this South County CRA, is a part of that. And we as a board, I as a commissioner, we've made a commitment, we've made a promise to the people in this area, to the advisory board members. And it's not about just talking the talk, it's walking that walk. It's being here, it's coming to these functions, letting people know we're part of this community, we're in this together. And we need to make improvements and do things that we need to do to make this community even greater than it is already. This is a wonderful facility we have down here at Pride Park, and there are great people that live here, and it's working with them and being part of the community. It's a family event. It's bringing the kids out. It's bringing their parents out with them. It's a great function. It's a great opportunity for them. They're getting their bikes all checked out. This is really cool stuff. I can remember doing that when I was a little guy. So yeah, it's family. And that's the basis of our whole community. It is family. And sometimes that's forgotten. It's part of an earlier commitment. It's about revitalization and redevelopment of an area of our community. And the South County CRA is one of those areas. And as I said earlier, it is part of our promise, part of our commitment. And we're going to be able to even have more programs, more events here in this area for the Pride Park community. These kids are our future. And what they're doing is helping them be safer. You know, with the helmets. I never had a helmet when I was a kid. That's probably part of some of my issues. But, you know, it's helping them be safer out in the neighborhoods. And with this facility here at Pride Park, so they can ride around and play and carry on in a safe community. And we're going to do what we can to help make it even safer here in Pride Park.
Large major concern of the club is to be sure that kids understand about bike safety and that kids have a proper fitting helmet. So today we're giving away free helmets, and we're making sure that that helmet is the right size and that it is fit properly for the kid, for the child I should say. It's really important, Charles, so that they have control of the bike, so that if something does happen unexpected, that they can control the bike and avoid an accident. I think if it's the first week of school, I think it's a great idea to have an adult go with the kids on their first ride to school to talk about the correct route that they should take, the safest route that they should take, and to make sure that the kids understand they should stop at every stop sign, every stoplight, that they should not cross an intersection unless they look left, right, and left again. It's a club mandate that we promote bike safety, and what better way to promote bike safety than do it at a bike safety rodeo for kids. So I'm the organizer, but I have a tremendous amount of help from everyone in the club. I have a core of volunteers. They know what they're doing. They are all experts at riding on the road, so they know exactly how safe the roads are and how important safety is. Number one would be to wear a helmet, and number two, to always be aware of what's going on around you. Never take anything for granted. Never expect or think that that car is going to stop. Make sure that car has stopped before you proceed if you're going to cross in front of a car. Charles, I talk about helmets and how important it is to wear a helmet. A week ago, this past Wednesday, I had a crash. I went down, hit my head on the pavement, and my helmet did exactly what it was supposed to. It protected my head. The helmet's cracked, the helmet goes in the trash, but the helmet did exactly what it was supposed to. I got up without any head injury whatsoever. It's a great, great piece of safety equipment.